My mind is strong.
Behold my might.
Very disappointing.
Xavier taught you nothing.
That's impossible. He's got his helmet on.
Yeah, you're right.
It doesn't make any sense. You literally can't do that.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the helmet.
He couldn't have won.
Yeah.
He's wearing his helmet.
You need more practice.
Nah, nah, nah. Oh, that's so dumb.
Xavier
Makes no sense.
always wins.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey JJ.
Hey. How
How-
doing? How we doing?
How are you?
Doing good. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
You know.
Way to fucking start off the stream.
I'm excited. It's Memorial Day weekend.
That it is. That it is.
I have a 4-day week. You do not.
Yeah.
That's gotta suck. Womp womp.
I didn't come here just to be like fucking roasted or something. I came here to talk about X-Men. Anyways, X-Men.
You mean the not subtle metaphor for racism in America?
X-Men is about racism? What?
What?
What? X-Men has always been woke? What?
Oh my god! You're telling me that this woke trash that fucking you tell me it's always been woke? It's bullshit. They allowed Rogue to have the fattest ass.
Exactly, and they took that away from
They took that away from us,
the
the real gamers, the real
we totally
comic
do
book
look like a
enjoyers.
bunch of fucking red pillars.
Yeah, we do. We do.
You with
That's
the
why
backwards hat.
That's why we're saying
got
it. Yeah,
the
you with your
Aqua Team Hunger Force.
which is so funny because we were just talking about that today at work,
It's such a
like
good
for
show.
no reason. I've never seen it.
You've never
I
seen
don't
it?
think I ever will.
It's very stupid, but that's why I love it.
Yeah, so that's why I'm never
It's
gonna
just
watch it.
mindless.
But you know what I did watch? X-Men '97.
Oh, you did? I didn't.
We're gonna talk about that today.
That's
I literally just finished it.
Yeah, literally, I walked in and he had like the last 20 minutes on.
Yeah, because I was like, "Fuck, I need to finish this."
Because, you know, it's very much representative of how Peter completed his schoolwork as well. He's like, oh, I guess I'll just wait till last minute.
I mean, it was
Exactly.
how I
Yeah,
did a lot
no,
of
I
my
can
like,
tell.
high school work.
I can tell. That's just the kind of guy you are. Fondling the...
I'm making sure it's
That's
working.
We probably should have done that beforehand, but that's
Shit. Who the fuck is watching to tell us we look
True.
stupid?
That's true. Good point. Good point, actually. Good point. Very good point. Yeah, so X-Men, originally I didn't really want to talk about this. I watched like the first 2 episodes. I'm like, oh, this is really good. Dropped off of it. Then I just picked it up again once it all came out. And I was like, oh, shit, this is actually pretty good. Especially because, like, I feel like the X-Men have been kind of out of the public eye for a while. I mean, we had Logan, right? And then we had that really bad Dark Phoenix movie that no one talks about. But like Logan, yeah, he's an X-Men, but it's not an X-Men movie. I think the last X-Men movie was Apocalypse, or no, Days of Future Past was before Apocalypse. I feel like there was one after that. Oh, was that Dark Phoenix? That might have been Dark
So
Phoenix.
no, you're wrong.
Oh, I'm wrong?
The last X-Men movie
Besides
that
Dark
ever
Phoenix?
came out. You really don't know this one?
I don't think so.
The New Mutants.
I don't think
That's an X-Men movie, as much as you don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
It's an X-Men movie.
Did that come out after? Oh, yeah, it
That
did come
came
after
out
Logan.
because it came out during COVID.
Yeah.
It was delayed for 5 years, and it finally came out.
That
Streaming
movie
services
was really bad.
I've never seen it. I
It's
never will.
really
I will
fucking
never
bad.
see. I've never seen Apocalypse or Dark Phoenix or the New Mutants, and I never plan to.
I think I just haven't seen Dark Phoenix. I think that's the only one I haven't seen. But X-Men has been out of the public eye for a little bit, but now this new show is like the most faithful adaptation of X-Men comic book wise. And you know, like it has everything. It has fucking weird clone side plots. It's got children of characters that are fully grown adults. It's got mind cheating.
That shit was so funny.
Because in the comics, that happens with I think Jean was dead for a while, and then Cyclops and Emma Frost had a thing. You know who Emma Frost is,
Yeah.
right? And like Emma Frost mind cheated odd Cyclops, and Jean found out. It was a whole big thing. It's like,
But she died.
why you make something so like just
But
have
she
him
died.
cheat?
But she died.
But in the comics, I think she had just came back, and then she figured out that they were doing that. If I have that timeline correct, I don't know. But yeah, I'm a kind of a passing X-Men fan. I'm currently reading the John Hickman run, which is really good. I've read some of the Grant Morrison stuff, and then on one of our podcasts, which we talked about, the one with Wolverine and Dan to Dan,
That shit's so crazy.
on it, I read Joss Whedon's run, which was good. Before he became a piece of shit, or maybe he was always a piece of shit. Who knows? But yeah, so I have like a passing familiarity. Most of my knowledge of X-Men comes from the movies and stuff, but I feel like this is a great. Well, actually, this isn't my opinion. It's Sal's opinion from Comic Pop. It's a very good YouTube channel, which I like a lot. He's like, listen, I'm well familiar with X-Men, but I hate like the confusingness of X-Men. This show is a good jumping off point. Like, hey, I want to get into X-Men, but I'm not really familiar with Gambit, or all I know is about Wolverine, basically. Like, this is a good jumping off point, because Wolverine really takes a back seat in this
He's
fucking
not in the
show.
fucking show.
Like, barely.
He's
Which
not.
is good, because X-Men isn't just the Wolverine show. I mean, it has been ever
But
since
it's right here.
the movies, but
But it's right here.
yeah, because
But it is the Wolverine show.
well, ever since
But it is.
the movies came out, it has been the Wolverine show. But the classic X-Men run by Chris Claremont, he was very much how he's treated in this show, just kind of a background character. But because of markability and stuff like that, kids are like, holy shit, guy with knives for hands, he's super fucking rad. Like, his popularity just went through the fucking roof.
And he's got metal for a
He's
skeleton.
got metal. At first it was bone, but then it was metal.
And then he's still really short.
He is short, which Hugh Jackman
Super
is
fucking
not.
short.
Hugh Jackman is not short.
Hugh Jackman's huge in every way that he needs to be.
But Wolverine
That's why
is
he's
short.
divorced.
Jesus. Wow.
Because now he can
That's
finally get out there.
That's a fucking low blow,
He can
dude.
get out there.
What do you have against Hugh Jackman? Man?
Nothing. I'm saying the dude can now fuck.
How do you know that? Just because he got a divorce?
Yeah.
Maybe she. No, we're not.
I want you. I want us to come back to this part of the podcast in like a month or two. And if Hugh Jackman has
Married some 20-year-old.
yeah, he's fucking a 20-year-old now.
Probably.
Nah, I hope not. That would ruin everything about him.
No. Leo
Yeah,
DiCaprio still has a career. And I'll see him in anything.
Fair enough, man.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Your logic is so.
So did you ever see the original X-Men
No.
cartoon?
No. That was way before our time. It was like, I think it first premiered 92. The reason why this one's called 97 is because it ended in 96 or 97, probably something like that. So it's like directly leading off of that season finale where Charles dies, fucking dies.
Wait, what? Wait, what show?
The original X-Men.
Oh,
I hate. I hate that.
he dies again in that.
Well, that's why he's dead in the beginning of this show, because of the previous show he dies.
Oh, he dies at the end of
Or dies, but now we know he's not dead.
So he gets assassinated at the end of X-Men, the original cartoon.
I believe so from the recap video of what I watched in on a YouTube video.
Well, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that cover art is not
Yeah, here's his fucking cover art.
great.
What in God's name?
Yeah, you're like 97. Watch the original, and this is what he put in front of us.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I mean, the animation quality isn't great all around. Oh, jeez, he's signing into your fucking Disney account.
Nah, I just thought I'd look to see if it was already like signing in. But
Yeah, you're a dumpster fire sadness.
fucking piece of shit. You're fucking.
We're hostile in this fucking.
You're fucking.
I don't know if I led the hostility. It is probably me. Let's be honest. Just being honest here.
You know, now that I think about it, it is me. It's all me. Like
It's gotta be me.
Dude, I love that song.
Magneto is coming to Fortnite.
Dude, I love Fortnite. We
Oh,
love Fortnite. We
you know
love
who?
Fortnite.
You know who might be coming to?
You.
Well, I'm always coming, but you know who might be coming to Fortnite because of their games coming on Steam is Kingdom Hearts. We might get Sora with the clock. I can't fucking wait. When you walk away, a dying yeah, okay. You walk away, you don't even say peace.
So, like, when did Jean get captured in the original?
I don't know.
Because, like, based off of that, like, he must be, like...
And they don't even tell you in this new show when she was swiggity swippity swapped.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like...
Yeah. Like, Sinister at a point is like, I could tell you when I swapped you. She's like, I don't give a shit.
It could be years.
Could be from the very beginning. Ba-da-na-na.
Yeah, because she probably wasn't... She could have probably never been the Phoenix.
Maybe, well, I think they did the Phoenix Saga so maybe it was after the Phoenix Saga. I don't know, but we don't get a clear answer. Yeah. I gotta say, I know it's the traditional voice actor of Wolverine, but like, I don't like that voice for Wolverine.
Why?
I don't know. It just sounds so. It doesn't sound like to me, and I think it's just because I grew up with Spike Spiegel, Stephen Bloom,
Yeah.
right? Like, he was the voice of Wolverine in the X-Men, and in a bunch of other stuff, he was also voiced Wolverine. So, like, when I think of Wolverine's voice, I think of that, and like, just like the original voice actor. Not to knack on it, it's just like it's like the same thing with Kevin Conroy Batman. Like, any other Batman that comes after, I'm gonna be like, well, it's not as good as Kevin Conroy, kind of thing, and that's just due to personal bias. Yeah.
Just because, like, you can't
It just
accept change.
So the voice acting though is very much 90s, which obviously X-Men 97.
I had to tell this guy that the voice actor for Cyclops
I
is the
know,
same
and
voice
then, like,
actor for the drop
I
ship
played
guy.
I played Helldivers last night. I was like, holy shit, that's fucking Cyclops.
I was like, and then I texted him that when I first started watching it because it goes in the first episode. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know this voice.
Mhm.
I've heard this voice way too many times.
Yeah.
And I look him up, and it's like, yep, the evac pilot for Helldivers 2.
Yeah. But so what's your experience with X-Men?
Just the movies, man.
Just the movies, yeah.
I don't really read comics, to be fair, so I can't say like I've watched the comics.
You watched the comics. You
read
just
the
stared at
comics.
it. You were like, oh,
I read the comics.
why aren't they moving?
So I'm not that
Well versed.
well versed with X-Men.
Yeah.
Um,
Was my what's the word I'm looking for? God, I'm just blanking out on words today. was my when I was texting you like, yeah, X-Men is basically the soap opera of comic books. Was that accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, especially this show, I was just like, we're going into heavy spoilers with this show, so
Yeah.
fuck you. If you haven't seen it, it's your own
Well,
fault.
don't fuck you. Just watch it and
No.
then come back.
Fuck you.
Well, I waited a long time to finish it, so like you wouldn't have even watched it if I didn't recommend it.
No, I
probably.
definitely want to watch this.
Yeah.
That's just because, like, I'm over the superhero stuff.
I am too, but I feel like this does nostalgia right. You know what I mean? Like it could have easily just been lazy.
This just
One
reminds-
episode is. I hate the fucking Jubilee episode.
Dude,
that episode
I skipped
sucks.
I skipped
Yeah,
it, bro.
yeah, and you didn't.
It's so dumb.
You didn't miss anything, right?
No, it
Plot-wise?
just I missed them, becoming more of a thing, Jubilee and
Yeah, but I don't
Sunshine.
even really care about Sunspot. Like, I understand because he plays Jubilee's character basically from the original series, being like, oh, here's the intro character, the fish out of water character. But like,
He's not in
he
it.
doesn't really.
He doesn't do anything.
Yeah, he's just a vehicle to be like, oh, now we can bring you back to the original cast. Like that's all he's there for, and for Jubilee to have a little crush.
So Jubilee cannot be in a home by herself with
yeah, with a bunch of
30-year-olds.
older.
So we were just talking. As we finished the episode, we were like saying like it's so funny because like this whole show is just like the joke in Deadpool and all the Deadpool movies.
Yes, yeah.
Man, we didn't have enough of a budget to get all of the
Mhm.
X-Men characters, and in this it's like, yeah,
Where are the students?
where are the students? Like they keep like the school for gifted youngsters. There's a bunch of
Is this just a
30-year-olds.
tax write-off?
Yeah,
Like, what the fuck is
a bunch of
happening?
30-year-olds and then a 17-year-old who turns 18.
Yeah,
She's not even 18 yet until episode 4.
until the birthday one. But yeah, that video game was so bad.
It's just like it's so dumb. Like why?
And it's the only episode like that where it completely removes itself from the major plot points. Like it's the only episode that does that because every
Like,
other
did they
episode
feel like they
has something to do with.
like? I feel like they
overarching
could have
plot.
just made that like part 1 and part 2 of Life Death into just one episode.
The video. Wait, what?
So the episodes where Storm gets her powers back,
Oh, just one episode.
just
Yeah.
one huge episode rather than it being 2 episodes.
Well, to be fair,
or do one episode on the Storm stuff, and then instead of adding in the Charles Xavier stuff into
yeah,
her fucking shit, you make that a whole ass episode itself. Too.
yeah. To be fair, it is very much more well paced than the original. Because I haven't watched the original. This is just coming from Sal from Comic Pop. That like they would do story arcs in like 12 episodes straight up in a row. So like this pacing of like 2-parters, and then this last one like a 3 or 4-parter. Like it's better. But I do get what you mean. Like just have all I don't know though, because the Storm stuff was interesting, but I feel like if I just had a whole episode of that, it'd be kind of all right. I want to move on to something else here. So I kind of like how it cut between Charles.
Yeah, but it goes from Storm's being taken over by a demon at the end of the first part, which is only 15 minutes.
Mhm.
And then the next episode is the Genova fucking genocide.
Yeah.
And then the next episode is we're in space and it's a space battle. What the and it's
Yeah.
called the same episode
Yeah.
as Storm's.
Yeah.
So you're like, before you watch it, you're prepared to watch Storm's episode. You're like, okay, Storm's gonna get her powers back probably.
Mhm.
Let's see what happens. And then you just see the Kree, and you see Ronan for some reason,
Yeah.
and then you're like, what the fuck is this?
yeah. Yeah.
And then it ends with, I guess, Storm getting her powers back, and you learning that Charles Xavier is alive.
Yep.
And then it gets back to the Geneva stuff or whatever.
Genova, you got
Genova,
it. Yeah.
the Genova stuff in the next episode.
Mhm.
And then the last 2 episodes I'm fine with. Like I don't care if they're called part 1, 2, and 3. This one I care a little more,
Yeah.
just because it feels like they wasted their time with that
Mhm.
that video game episode.
They really did. That should have just been like a little bonus episode or whatever at the very end or something like that. Like a little fun little
It should have
thing.
been nothing.
Or nothing.
Should never have done
but
it.
yeah,
But they probably were thinking, damn,
like oh
we
we
Jubilee
really haven't done
in this.
Jubilee.
We have
do
Jubilee,
anything.
and
Yeah.
she has no purpose in this plot.
Yeah.
Like literally none. At
Besides
least like,
to just like support Sunspot, but if you don't care about Sunspot, then
but even then, Sunspot has no purpose in this plot either.
yeah, with
Like,
overarching,
Yeah, even Wolverine and Beast have more of a role.
yeah,
in this
and
plot.
they don't
They don't do
anything to
anything.
Wolverine just gets kissed by Jean and he's like, all right, and then that's it. And then he does a bunch of cool action scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like the maturity of the show though. Like I like how that whole episode where Storm loses her powers from the executioner or whatever, and then Magneto is like bringing these politicians up. He's like, I'm gonna drop you fuckers, and he's like, I won't, kind of thing. And he goes into this whole speech and stuff. Like everything with Magneto is like, if you don't like Magneto at the end of this, like I don't think you watched the show right, because like Magneto's like the best character in the show besides Scott, which we'll get into Cyclops. But like Magneto's really fucking awesome in this show, and I've been siding with him. I'm like, I get you.
I think that's what.
Besides the whole genocide, the human race thing,
I think.
not a big fan of that.
You even still understand that to a point, because you could see, because like you're actually, rather than Magneto being a villain,
yeah,
you're seeing him as a main character, as a cast member of the X-Men, and you could see him wanting to change, to be better, to live up to Charles's expectations, and him trying so hard not to fall back into his old ways of just being like, I fucking hate the humans. Where he's even like, yeah, I will be the ambassador to fucking Genova, and I will be the bridge between humanity and mutants, and it's like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Magneto would never say this, but because Charles is dead, he feels an obligation.
He's got to
to his
live
friend.
up to his dream.
Yeah, to his friend, who he madly respects, even if they have huge difference in opinions.
Yeah.
And then he witnesses thousands of people die by what he believes is humanity's creation.
Yeah. Yeah, the Sentinels, yeah.
And he's just like, nah, it's it.
Yeah,
That's
done.
the final straw, man.
Yeah, it was that little mutant kid that died.
I watched a mutant kid who I told he will no longer have to be afraid. And this. Obviously, we don't see it, but him describing it like in a quick second to Charles was so like gross.
Yeah.
Him just being like, I witnessed a kid fearing for his life, and then in those same eyes, I watched him evaporate. And disappear right in front of me.
God damn.
It's like, Jesus.
This shit is TVPG. What the fuck?
Holy crap, man. So, yeah, like, he has such a really good...
He's got a great role.
Yeah, he has such a great level, like, to an otherwise, like, very Boy Scouty group. He adds a nice little dynamic to it.
I would say Boy Scouty, well, maybe in the beginning, but toward the end, like, where the interviewer's interviewing Scott, and then Scott even loses it a little bit. He's like, well, it weren't for you fucking humans always trying to fucking kill us. And it's like, oh, well, Scott, what the fuck?
I wouldn't have to keep putting on this suit if you didn't want to keep fucking ending my life.
And then, like, him hanging up. So I don't think they're super Boy Scouty. I think they're trying to do the best they can, but humanity just keeps... Like, he's even asking this politician for help. He's like, hey, can you help us muties out? And he's like, hands are tied here, bud. And it's like, motherfucker, like, we save you guys all the fucking time, and you do nothing to help us.
Yeah, it just goes to show that, like, what they're trying to say as a show, as a group.
Which is nothing political. Nothing political.
No, the show
There's no statement.
This show became political when they reduced the size of Rogue's
Right, yes. Yeah.
Because we can't have sexuality in our content anymore.
X-Men was always just about violence, never about race, never about class, never about any of that stuff.
It was all about the sex and the game and the money and the violence. That's all it was.
All it was.
That's all I think about when I think of the X-Men.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that what you think of?
I think about Wolverine lusting for Jean Grey and never letting it go. He should just move on. But there's other redheads.
There was. There's a clone. He could have fucked the clone.
He could have fucked the clone.
Or
that would have been a little weird. The family gathering.
I kept thinking about it.
Hey, let me bring my girl Madeline Pryor over here.
I kept thinking about it. I was like, so what? It's like Scott gets back together with the real Jean Grey, right?
Yeah.
So like,
well, sort of. Do they really get back together?
Or no? Scott gets together with the Jean Grey he always knows, Madeline Pryor.
Yeah.
And he just keeps being with her. And then Wolverine finally can date Jean Grey.
Yeah.
and be with Jean Grey.
Uh-huh.
And they all just. But then I'm like, that's so weird.
It is weird, right? Just imagine, like, does she do that thing too? It's just
Nah,
like
she's a
to
little
Scott,
different.
and it's just
Yeah.
like Scott's like, don't fucking.
Yeah, Wolverine tries to be funny about it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like Scott's like, please stop. That's like gross.
Yeah, that's gross.
It's like nasty to think about, but yes, she does.
Well, Wolverine just goes a little bit too much teeth, and it's like, well, Logan, not now, man.
Logan, you're being weird.
You're being really weird.
And you were saying that like Scott was cheating on Jean with the mind
with the
thing.
mind thing.
She
Yeah.
literally kisses Wolverine.
Yeah.
She's the one who
Yeah,
cheats
I
the
know,
kiss
it's
of
super
Wolverine.
hypocritical, yeah.
Like, she literally is the cheater,
Yeah.
and Scott will never know.
And she even like just says straight up to Wolverine, I have these memories of Scott and like us being in love and stuff. By the way, you want a little smoochy smooch? And Wolverine's like, I'll yeah.
No, and Wolverine's like, "Hey, yo, relax."
Yeah,
Scott's
yeah.
like grieving over the fact that his son is gone,
Yeah.
and the woman that he believed was you is not you.
Mm.
Let's, rather than hiding away in the water, let's go talk to Scott.
yeah.
Like Wolverine was actually the voice of reason there. He's like,
Which rarely happens.
yeah, like you shouldn't be letting him be the guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked him and Morph's little thing. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's like accurate to the show, the original show, or the comics, but like it's really cool that they had like a little buddy
there
thing.
was a whole
It's
controversy.
also
with
really
that.
weird and gay, right?
What?
Is it not weird and gay? It's kind of fucked up of me to say, but is like Morph seems gay for Wolverine.
Morph, I think they said something like or alluded to number one that I think he's non-binary. That's why they call him them or call them.
Oh, I didn't
they,
even know.
or something like that. And it makes sense because non-binary they go in between forms. Makes sense.
Because,
But
like,
of
when
course, that's bullshit.
No,
He was always a man in the original.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I mean that's just my dumb heteronormative self, I guess.
Yeah.
But because like I can't
I
imagine.
believe the voice actor for Morph is gay, so
Oh,
maybe that
cool.
leads into it.
Because it's just because like at the end of the show where he's like where Wolverine. Wait, do we even get closure for? We did get Did we get closure for Wolverine?
No. The last time we see him, Morph transforms into Jean. It's like, I love you, Logan, and that's the last time we see Wolverine.
That's what I'm saying. That was like Morph. That
He
was
gets
Morph
his,
saying it.
he gets his adamantium ripped out by Magneto.
Yeah.
I thought they killed him. I thought he was dead. I was like, oh shit, we're just doing this. Because like after Gambit died, I was like, oh fuck. Like Gambit's like a huge character, especially in the 90s and especially in the original show. Like huge character. And I'm like, oh fuck, if they're killing Gambit, fucking who else are they gonna axe off?
They almost killed
really.
Magneto.
They almost kill Magneto. And Charles is such a fucking hypocrite. He's like, I would never violate someone's mind immediately when Magneto gives him a little shit. He's like, I'm gonna fucking violate you.
Yeah, Magneto. Let me in your brain.
Or what's he say? He's like, I'm gonna wipe his fucking mind. It's like
He's like, I'm gonna
Charles,
control him.
I thought you said you weren't gonna do that though.
I'm
I thought you
going
said
to
that was
control-
morally wrong. Yeah, but I ran out of options, so whatever. It's like Charles. This is such him in the comics too. He's like he has such high morals, but the minute there's a little bit of pushback, he's like, I guess we gotta wipe these people's minds. And it's like, dude, let's think of some other stuff.
No. We gotta wipe their mind.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about anything else other than wiping.
Charles
their
is a
mind.
huge. Charles is the equivalent of the Guardians of the Galaxy for Green Lantern. I know that not from Marvel, but
I understand.
Guardians of
It's okay. You don't need to explain yourself.
like no one like it's like shut the
No
fuck
one
up.
cares, JJ.
I know. This was a lollipop YouTube.
YouTube doesn't care.
Nah, I know it wasn't. Yeah.
YouTube doesn't care.
Yeah.
So what about Green Lantern and their
No.
version of
It
the
doesn't matter. It doesn't
Guardians?
No. It
No, I want to know it. I
It
don't.
doesn't matter.
I'm
It
just like
doesn't
I don't want
matter.
you to explain the fucking lore and trying to explain
No,
yourself. Like,
I'm
oh,
just-
here's so I may have said Guardians of the Galaxy, but what I really meant to say, this is the DC version. Like, no one gives a shit. Just explain your metaphor, so we can understand your point.
No, it's okay. You can talk. You ever see that Smash Brothers
No.
comp? Oh my god! So it's like these announcers, right? And like one guy just keeps talking over the other one, and then the dude goes, "All right, I'm just not going to talk then." And it's like, "No, come on, dude." And the match is still going on. He's like,
No,
"Come
I've
on, dude,
never
we
seen
gotta,
it.
we gotta
Sorry
keep
to
going."
that.
It's so funny. I think it's like a Smash Brothers cringe compilation. I don't know the specific name of the video, but it's really funny. It's like, dude, I'm just not gonna talk. So,
See if I can find it.
uh saw it like a while ago.
I don't know. It's just a bunch of
Yeah,
cringe
it's a bunch
stuff.
yeah.
My favorite is the one where the dude stops commentating after he sees the chick walk past him.
Oh
That shit is so
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
He's just like, he's just talking and you're like,
Dude, Smash Bros. Community is incredible.
that shit's so good. Smash Bros. Girl walks by commentator. Dude, that shit is so funny.
And they're married now. I'm just kidding.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
I could tell you that right now.
All right, man.
This
production
is
staff.
so funny, bro. Here you go, chat. This one's for you.
Sid for her awesome graphics. Of course, you at home were able to watch these top level.
You saw it to a check and then a double
And
check.
he looks, he's like,
individuals.
he's like,
do
come
what they do.
on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on. He's trying to like brush it off.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
It's so
He
funny,
had
dude.
to do a double take. That's so fucking
Oh
funny.
my god.
Oh,
The fence thicker than a ball
Yeah.
meal. I will say this one's true. The fact that he can immediately pick up where his train of thought was before
Yeah, it's
and
impressive.
keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hilarious. What a hilarious fucking commentator thing.
I forgot where we're at now. Shit.
So JJ,
hmm
did you like the show?
I did. I liked it quite a bit. I'd give it like a solid like 7 or 8. Some of the pacing's a little like what you were saying with the storm plot and stuff like that. Like I didn't really care too much about that plot. Like that was like of lower importance to me during the series because like it was just kind of weird with like the demon thing, and it's like where the fuck did this thing come from? But there were also random stuff that I really liked, like Rogue, like just going on a spree and then meeting Captain America. Just
That
being,
was
like-
pretty cool. I wasn't expecting to see that.
Yeah,
But then it
which is
also
cool.
like puts in my brain like, so why aren't the Avengers doing anything about this? And then you see the Avengers protecting the president of
Yeah.
the United States.
like you could kind of understand with this version of Captain America because you know famously Captain America has never been against America ever. Yes, he fucking has. Like he's just
Yeah.
like, all right, well, fine, he can guard the president, but Iron Man, what the fuck are you doing, pal?
well, there's the Avengers.
It's not all the Avengers though. It's just
No, but
in
like that was
room.
because like he alludes that like we'll take care of it. Like my group will take care of it when he talks to Rogue.
Yeah.
And Rogue's like, oh, so you'll be on the side of mutants. And he's like, well, we gotta talk to the secretary, and then we gotta send an email to HR, and then HR has to send it to their HR.
Email's gonna bounce back. So
Yeah.
I gotta resubmit the
No, I
ticket.
got it, but
and
for some-
T has to take care of it.
Yeah, because now I can't, because for some reason I'm trying
Yeah.
to send a PDF file.
You know,
that's
I grew up in the
25 megabytes.
1940s. I don't understand what a fucking JPEG is.
Yeah, so I'm still trying to figure out what an iPhone is.
Yeah.
And stuff. So it was very much just like, what the fuck are
Yeah.
they doing with Captain America? And I was like, that's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
Because Captain America, at least the ones that Captain America I know from other TV shows and the comic and
the movies.
the movies, he would have been like, yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on
There
here?
is something wrong here, whereas this Captain America's like, out of my hands. Sorry.
I also thought it was kind of funny, and this is very much a nitpick.
How the fuck did he get that shield back? She fucking tossed that thing.
He
Like
probably
right
gets
afterwards,
slapped.
was he like,
Yeah,
He just
yeah, he
starts
got.
walking.
Yeah, that's what I imagined. Honestly, I will. This one's definitely a nitpick, and this is something I wish they actually. This is why I like where the show goes, but it wasn't how I would have liked it to. I think it would have been more enjoyable for me if they really played up like Magneto becoming a good guy a
I
little
think
more.
they did.
No,
Like,
because like here's why.
he only
So
turns right after Genosha, and that really makes sense.
Yeah.
But everything before then, I mean, he was pretty much
that was great.
on the path.
I like that. And when they're at Genova and like they're going to like
Is it Genosa or Genova?
I don't care.
Whatever.
They're going like Rogue, Gambit, and Nightcrawler are walking around town,
Yeah.
and Nightcrawler's like, "This is what Charles believed in always. This was his future."
Yeah.
And he hands Rogue an apple,
Mhm.
and then Gambit's like, Why the fuck is this $10?
$10. Yeah.
Why is it? This is a lot of money for an apple.
And they're like,
And-
well, we're a new nation. We gotta get the funds up, and it's like,
Wait, that would be really interesting to see the politics and why
Yeah.
they're
they only touch upon it, but they never like really go into it.
like. For me, I really would have loved that part of this story.
You want a
more.
whole episode where it's just a table discussion?
No,
Oh.
I think I would have. I think I would have enjoyed. I mean, I definitely enjoyed.
Or just do
where
what
they
like
went.
Arcane did. You know what I mean? Where Arcane, they have like, oh, we have to debate these policies, and just have one scene where they're debating a single policy, and they're like, oh, okay, now I can imagine what the rest of the policy, how these discussions are
Yeah.
like going forward.
'Cause
But
they
we
build
don't-
up
We
so
never really
many-
get that. Like, who's in charge?
They build up so many new like dynamics from that episode for them to just be ripped away when Cable's like, gun explosion, everyone dies by the
Or Cable
Sentinels.
just like,
Bye, mom.
you cucked me and then I died?
Bye, mom. Bye. And it's
Why
like,
did
oh.
Rogue need to kiss Magneto? She like, mwah. Oh, never mind. It's like, well, now he's dead. So, good on you, Rogue.
Because
Sugar.
she's just a jerk.
She's
She's always been a bad guy.
genuine jerk.
So like, real quick, so her power, so she just like can't touch people.
She absorbs mutant powers.
So like, if she touched Gambit, it's gone. His powers are gone.
Not gone. She could borrow them.
So then why can't she just touch?
But,
them?
like,
Why
if she
can't they, like,
touches-
fuck.
Well, if she touches them too long, then they'll die. But like, if it's just a quick, I mean, it's extremely painful. But if she pulls away after like, I don't know, let's say like 10 to 15 seconds, then they're fine. But like, if she were to continually just be like, that's why in one of the action scenes, she's like holding up a dude, and she keeps holding him, and he's like, ow, 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 ow. Like, if she kept holding on, he would have died. But that's when she lets him go, and he's like, kind of thing.
So,
but that
like,
was
why-
a human, so like, she couldn't really absorb anything
Man,
from
they
him.
can't fuck. Gambit
They
and her
can't.
can
They
never
can't
fuck.
touch at all. Not skin to skin now. Actually, well, in the comics,
Do they?
there is a. I think there's like a field condom thing. Basically, like it's like a shield, but you can still feel stuff. You know what I mean? So like, she's touching him, but she's touching like the force field part of it.
Okay.
So he can still.
They can
Feel
still
it.
fuck.
Yes.
Just say fuck. Like, why are you
Yeah.
hiding it? You're like, I can't say the word.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They can do everything.
Damn.
Did I fuck up the?
No,
Oh,
you're good.
Okay.
I don't know. I just was like thinking to myself, I'm like,
But
they can
I
never-
mean, in
like,
the
how would
kid
they
show,
fuck?
they
How would they
go as
fuck?
far as they can in the show in discussing that. Like they can't be like, why not just a human condom? Let's just go for it.
I mean, yeah, I guess a
Maybe
TV.
the condom would work though, just a regular.
That's what I'm
condom,
saying, right? That's what I'm
Comics-
thinking.
See, because comics can't just be like, oh, like Jean Grey was gone for a while and Scott and Emma Frost had a thing. They had to be like, well, that wouldn't make him immoral. So how about we write it where they mind cheat on each other, because we can't have our main cast of characters do bad things. They're superheroes. You know what I mean? Like that's like the mindset of like a comic book writer. So like, what they mind cheated. So technically, it's not real. It's like just say that they hooked up. It's that much easier.
No, I have to mind fuck.
Which is what this show is, a giant mind fuck.
Yeah, dude, that was the craziest part about that Jean Grey stuff is that was only episode 3.
yeah.
It was
You're
like
damn,
so
why are
soon.
you doing this?
Yeah, like the first episodes are like, oh, this is fine.
But now I feel like this is a great introduction point. Like before you read the comics, watch this show, because then when that stuff happens in the comics, you're like, oh, okay. Like I remember this from the show. It's kind of similar.
So Madeline Pryor is a
Yes.
clone of Jean
And she
Grey.
is called the Goblin Queen. Yeah. Which
That shit is so bad.
it is goofy.
I am the Goblin. Shut up. I would have punched her right in the face when she said that, bro.
Scott.
Like, it's kind of just like, bro. At least if you're gonna cheat on, at least if you're gonna pretend to not be Jean Grey,
We
at
should
least
talk-
be
yeah.
a different name.
Yeah, we should talk about Scott. Finally, Cyclops is fucking cool again, bro. I really like Cyclops' character in this, because in other media for like the past decade or so, he's just been like either just like, Wolverine, don't talk to my girlfriend. Like you remember the first X-Men, he's like, that's my girl. Like, stay away from her.
Yeah, in the movie,
Wolverine's
right?
like, not for long. And then he's like, well, I oughta. It's like, shut up, you fucking square. Whereas, like, he's so, like, when he lands and he's like, to me, my X-Men, I'm like, that shit is dope. That shit is dope. He's dope. Yeah, I just really like Cyclops' character. And even the comics, like, the comics, he's like, I'm going to absorb the fucking Phoenix Force and become a bad guy now. It's like, why?
He did?
Yeah.
But why? How could he absorb the Phoenix Force?
Well, it's not.
Okay.
It's very much more.
I was thinking because I'm a
in-depth.
dumbass. I was thinking because I'm a dumbass.
No,
dude.
no.
No, not that
okay.
part. Not that.
Okay.
This part. I was thinking, I'm like, so you know how they're called X-Men for like Xavier,
Yeah.
like men? So like Cyclops men, seamen.
They should just call themselves the Sex Men.
They should just call themselves. They just call themselves fucking dumb men. Oh god, that's so dumb.
Yeah,
That was such
so
a bad
stupid.
joke.
Anyways, but Gambit dying was really, really a cool thing that they did. I thought that was really paid off well. And like just the act, we haven't even talked about the best part of the show, in my opinion. The action scenes are fucking awesome. Like when they
Honestly,
go
there isn't that many.
hard,
There isn't that many, and the
right?
ones
But when they
they're
do,
there,
it goes crazy. Like when Rogue is infiltrating the base, and there's that one kick where she's like,
yeah,
and she's just fucking everything up, and then the whole Genosha invading scene is really, really well animated and cool. Like when I think it's Gambit on the motorcycle, right? And he's like, whoosh. Even his sacrifice at the end was really cool. He's like, Bon Voyage or whatever the fuck he says. His energy explodes that giant sentinel. Like
Yeah.
that was really cool. Even the ending of that episode is like really like, oh, it's like Rogue like crying over his corpse, and it cuts to black, and she's still crying. Like, Jesus, man.
well, yeah,
Fucking
because she can
intense.
finally touch him,
Yeah,
except he's dead.
yeah. And she's like,
So she's touching the corpse.
You're cold, sugar.
I still can't feel you. What do you think about that voice acting for Rogue? Is she
I
really good
fucking
in other
love
shit?
it.
Is she a country bumpkin?
I think. I think this popularized it. I don't think in Evolution she's like that. I think it's pretty much just in this.
Okay.
But I do like the accent. I love it. It's goofy, sure. But especially when she's like, I'm going to side with Magneto on this one. It's like, all right, y'all, I'm taking my pig pen and I'm going over to the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like spitting, what is
yeah.
that, the chewing tobacco?
I'm going to take my business
What?
elsewhere.
I say what in the same hell?
Also, like, how old is she if she's banging
Oh,
Magneto?
she's older. She's older. Because of the movies, we think she's a teenager, but like she's like
Even in this, how old is
like
she?
their
She's
age.
banging Magneto.
oh well, yeah,
Like,
that is a big age.
Yeah,
difference. But
it's
she's
huge.
she's definitely in her 20s, like mid 20s.
Because like Magneto, at this point in the '90s, and he was like 10 in the
Well, that was also something from the comics. Like during the Age of Apocalypse, it's set in an alternative universe where like Magneto takes in charge of the X-Men, and like him and Rogue. It's even more creepy in the comics because it's like, oh, I raised you as a child and now let's bang, and it's like,
like that one comic book, that one comic story where fucking Gamora gets assaulted, and Thanos is like, "At least it made you stronger, didn't it?"
oh yeah, that's just so stupid.
Comics are dumb.
Comics are dumb.
Comics gonna be dumb.
I mean,
'Cause they're all
Wolverine
written
is
by-
older than all these motherfuckers.
Well, yeah, he's been around since
Yeah.
like the 1700s, right?
Yeah.
Even in this
Well,
continuity.
In every continuity. Yeah.
Okay. It's like, why join the X-Men?
Well, it's during X-Men Giant Size issue X-Men #1 where okay, so at first he wasn't a mutant. He debuted in a Hulk comic book. It was
Wasn't
like,
he like a
the
wasn't he like a
Wolverine. He was
wasn't
a mercenary.
Yeah.
The Wolverine versus Hulk, and then they were like, hey, let's take this character a little further. He seems to be pretty popular. So they were like, hey, let's make him a mutant. Let's make him an X-Men. So then Charles Xavier's like, what's up, motherfucker? You want to join my team? It's free housing. And he's like, I guess.
Okay.
That whole
So
issue is very rushed because it introduces Beast. No, sorry, not Beast. introduces, I believe it introduces Storm for sure. Introduces Wolverine, Colossus, and 2 or 3 more characters.
Yeah, I like at the end of this show they have a list of all the X-Men, and Colossus is there on the board.
Yeah.
But you don't see him once
What's he
in
doing?
the show.
Yeah, what's that Russian motherfucker
The
doing?
same thing, bro. It's like what I'm saying. It's the same thing as Deadpool. It's like did like Marvel Studios just not have enough
Animation
budget? Yeah, they don't have enough budget to animate other
And
characters.
I will say some of the scenes look a little choppy, but those are only during talking scenes.
Dude,
Whenever there's action, it just goes fucking crazy.
The scene that really got me being like, damn, they really didn't want to put the money onto this scene was the scene where Storm's talking to the guy who could like make things or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, it took me out.
Yeah.
Cause I was like, this looks really bad. Like, why am I feeling uneasy? Like, it doesn't look good. I also like that it's like kind of pseudo 3D.
Yeah, but it's not too distracting 3D.
No, it's like really good. It's not like it's clearly not 2D animation. It is very much like a 2.5.
Yeah, it's not X-Arm.
Yeah. Oh no, not like X-Arm.
X-Arm was awesome. It had a 2D character and then just a full ass
that was so
3D
dumb.
character. Yeah.
This is kind of like Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah, that kind of.
Yeah, it's very much a 3D game.
I would love Capcom. You got to get back on like the Marvel versus Capcom shit, but make it good. Just do like X-Men versus Capcom. Like start anew, because the other one that came out in like 2018 was
Infinity or whatever.
It's trash and really bad. Take notes from fucking DBC fighters and just do that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, I really like the show. I think it's a good jumping off point. The only, I mean, there are obvious problems with the show, but overall, I think it is a good starting off point for X-Men, and I think it's a good show. However, like Beast doesn't get a lot to do. Morph and Wolverine don't really get a lot to do. It's mostly the Cyclops show, which I don't mind, because Cyclops, like I said before, has been trashed in recent media for so long that now seeing a cool Cyclops is like, oh fuck, Cyclops is a cool motherfucker. And Gambit's death was really cool and impactful. The Magneto stuff is incredible.
I think if you're willing to like allow yourself to enjoy every development that happens in this show, and not think about it on a critical way, not saying turn off your brain, but more so just be like, it's a comic book.
Yes. And it's very much like, oh, this is a sequel to a 90s comic book show.
Yeah.
Like, as long as you're in that mindset, then it's fine.
Yeah, then you'll definitely enjoy the goofiness that happens. Like, it's 100% goofy that Jean Grey has a clone.
Yes.
Like, it's so fucking dumb.
Yeah. That's why it's so hard to get into X-Men, because it's like, wait, when did Jean have a... Wait. That's why I never really...
Wait, Cable's your son?
Yeah, exactly. Like, Like, that's why it's so hard to, like, get people into reading X-Men, because with Marvel's continuity, they never reboot. They just keep the same timeline. So, like, every single thing that happened, unless retconned otherwise.
Yeah.
And X-Men, they've never, like, backtracked any of that shit. It's just like, yep, it's all fucking canon. Like, Charles Xavier dying 3 times, yep, it happened. But that only happened a couple years ago. That's what Marvel does. It's like with Spider-Man with the Clone Saga, it's just like, oh yeah, this shit happened like 5 years ago. I'm like, motherfucker, that was all the way in the fucking 90s. What do you mean it happened a couple years ago? All this shit happened to you in like such a short... Like, that means literally not a single day in these superheroes' lives they get a break, ever.
No.
Because there's always something happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point in this show. At the end of this, they finally save the day, and it ends with them being trapped in time.
Yeah, with Apocalypse, which that'll be interesting how they adapt that one. Because, like what I said before, it's basically a whole alternative universe where Charles dies, I think in a fight or something like that. Magneto takes over for the X-Men, so it's Magneto's X-Men, which we already kind of got with this. So
yeah, sorry, they probably.
But it's more sinister,
but they probably shouldn't tread on it again.
Also, Wolverine has this really cool. Hold on, look up Wolverine. Age of Apocalypse costume. It's fucking wacky. And he doesn't call himself Wolverine, he calls himself Weapon X.
So, like, what about this costume do you like?
It just it's the most 90s costume ever known to mankind.
I could spell it.
Yeah, you got it. Go to images. You can do it. I believe in you. That he's missing a fucking hand.
Here, let's look at this one.
Yeah. So fucking edgy, dude. You got it.
Yeah, it took me a while. So this is his costume.
Yeah.
In Age of Apocalypse.
He doesn't even. This artist, he added a claw here. He doesn't even have another claw. He just straight up is missing a hand. I forget how that happens because Wolverine can grow back limbs, but yeah, it's
He probably just says, he's probably like, I let it happen. You know me. You know me.
I just let this shit happen.
I want no harm.
Bub.
He's still trying to like fuck Jean Grey. in his
He does
mind.
fuck Jean Grey in Age of Apocalypse. I forget what. Oh, that's right. Scott is actually a super or a villain in the Age of Apocalypse. He doesn't join the X-Men at all. And he joins him and his other. There's like 5 Scott Summers or 5 Summers brothers in the fucking mainline universe, and he just kind of joins them.
They're just a bunch of Scots.
There's a lot of Summer. They're practically breeding like fucking rabbits.
Say it like that.
I don't know.
They're breeding like rabbits, dude. What the fuck?
It's true. There's like 5 of them.
Oh my god, that's such a funny way.
Like
of saying
everyone
it.
is like, you know who Juggernaut's related to?
Juggernaut's related to
Charles Xavier.
right?
Yeah, the fucking Juggernaut. I think he's his stepbrother though, so technically not by blood.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty funny though.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
hmm
Like,
Wolverine has had a lot of great costumes and a lot of just fucking stupid. Like there's one, I forget how you would search it up, but it's like he's like a beast, like a little like monkey beast man, kind of like it's fucking insane. Maybe look up Wolverine 90, or was it during Onslaught? It might have been during Onslaught. No, that's not it. Oh, what the fuck? It's like during the 90s. Oh, there it is. There it is. Over to the right there. Like that was just him. He like grew hair out and shit. Oh, that's it. Hold on, go back. That's the one. He's just like a literal beast because they ran out of ideas. Oh, that's a great fucking picture. There we go. Yeah, that was him for a little bit. And then in the previous picture, like he just starts scratching. He becomes a literal beast because, so fucking stupid. And they replace his adamantium claws with bone claws, and that's where bone claws were actually invented. And then they went back and retconned. Oh, he had bone claws first, and then he had adamantium. So something good did come out of that, but like, God, the '90s are just so fucking fun.
we love the 90s.
Yeah.
Especially its politics. Right, JJ? Because the 90s had Rogue's big ass.
Right.
And
Okay.
that's the politics I like.
Yes.
And also like the whole like war on drugs and stuff.
Yeah, that works. Like with Dare, where drug awareness went up because you taught children, hey, here are all the drugs.
Here are all these really, really cool drugs.
And here's exactly what they do. And it's like, oh,
and how they make you
I'm gonna
go
try that.
crazy,
Yeah.
and you'll have a good time.
Yeah.
So instead of going to school, kids,
Just
read
do drugs.
X-Men.
Read X-Men. It's practically a drug. Ba-na-na-na-na.
JJ, would you recommend X-Men 97?
I would indeed. It's very fun, especially if you want to get into X-Men. This is a great jumping off point. You don't have to watch the original series. Just jump right the fuck in.
I recommend it too. It definitely isn't like,
Like a strong recommend.
yeah, it's just more like if you like comics
I
and you're
feel like-
interested in what Disney's gonna start doing with the X-Men,
Yeah.
it's a good
I
stuff.
feel like this is like better than I thought it was going to be. Like I thought it was just going to be pure just like nostalgia, and I didn't really get that from this.
No, it felt.
It was very much telling its own story kind of deal.
I mean, the only nostalgia bit is like all the characters that are being affected by the the Sentinels at the
And
end
all the
of
voice
show.
actors coming back to reprise their roles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only like
Yeah.
nostalgia bait. But like otherwise, it's like its own story. I mean, a story based off of the comics. But it's interesting. Did you like the villain, Jack Bastion?
Yeah, I thought that what they did with him was cool. They kind of bitched Mr. Sinister though. I didn't like that because Mr. Sinister is like a huge X-Men villain, and they just kind of made him a henchman. I didn't like that.
Well, it's probably because he's been in the show already.
Probably,
Like
you're
the
probably
original,
right. Yeah.
the original.
So in order to
cartoon.
raise up Bastion, they
they have to
I could
take
see
someone
that.
who's a big player in the original show and make him look smaller in comparison. Yeah, I mean, I would recommend it if you're interested in comics and the not interested in comics, but interested in the superhero stuff. Me, I'm just burnt out, man. Like I had a good time with it. I watched all of it and I enjoyed it, but you wouldn't catch me dead rewatching it. I think I'm.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever rewatch it.
I don't think I'm even that excited for the second season.
Yeah,
maybe
like
you are,
I think
but
I think I'll watch it when it all comes out, like it did with this one. But yeah, I mean, it is a good show. It's a good show.
yeah,
Yeah.
tons of fun.
I just wish like Invincible had this type of animation because Invincible's animation is it's
And
good,
it
but it's
never
not.
will.
Yeah, because this has Disney money backing it up.
Yeah, and
Not to
look
say
at
that
what-
Jeff
I was gonna
Bezos
say-
doesn't have a lot of money, but
I mean, look at what Disney's produced. Just be careful with that statement. Just because Disney's got money doesn't mean they make good stuff.
what are you talking about? Because the movies make money, it automatically means it's a good product. Because if it makes money, then
JJ,
it's
look
better.
me in the eyes and tell me Rise of Skywalker is a good product.
It's great because it made money. I don't care about artistic integrity. It needs to make money. I'm being Disney right now. This
JJ.
is me being Disney. You're a Transformers fan, so I really don't want to hear your opinion on this.
Oscar
At all.
Isaac said,
Somehow
Palpatine
Palpatine
returned.
Yeah, that was epic. And if you read the 5 prequel novels to that, you would obviously understand.
They,
No.
They got money, but they don't know how to use it sometimes.
Oh, did you hear about the lady who did an expose on and now she's getting sued by Disney about what was it, Galaxy's Edge, right? Is that the Disney?
Yeah, it's the
park
Disney attraction.
She
but
came
what
out
about
with
it?
like a 4-hour video about her whole experience. It's like $3,000.
Oh, Jenna Nicholson.
Yes,
said
yeah.
it? Jenny Nicholson.
Yeah, I watched. I didn't complete the video, but I was watching it, and
I
yeah,
don't
apparently
know.
she's getting
It's about that.
she's getting in trouble. Yeah, it's
She's
all
getting
about Galaxy
sued
Edge.
for it.
She might be. Yeah,
Let me see
she's
this.
getting in legal trouble, or at least Disney is trying to push her buttons. I'm surprised they haven't.
Oh no, it's
tried to-
the Galactic
Sorry, yeah,
Star Cruiser.
Yeah,
not the
the hotel thing. Yeah, sorry, I forgot what it was called. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good video.
When was the last
I'm
time
gonna
she
watch it.
made a video? I feel like I haven't seen videos from her in a hot minute.
A year
She
ago.
made a video a year ago.
Goddamn.
Holy shit. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, Disney's not too happy.
I mean, the thing is though, she's been talking shit about Disney for years.
Mm-hmm. But you know where Disney makes most of its money? It's amusement parks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got somebody shitting on your amusement
Yeah.
parks, I guess you're gonna get mad.
Mhm.
But I mean, come on. It's a YouTuber. Who cares?
Well, do you remember that story where, hey, my kid is dying of cancer. He's a real big Spider-Man fan. Can we put a Spider-Man symbol on a gravestone? And Disney was like, no. Thanks, Disney.
Why did they have to ask? Just do it.
I guess they could have just done it.
Disney would never know.
Maybe Disney found out. I forget how the story went, but Disney has found out somehow. Or I don't know if they asked him or they just found out. It's like, you better fucking not do that.
Like I just think to myself, I'm like, you don't have to ask for permission from a giant mega.
It's actually very
corporation.
funny because my girlfriend was like, "Oh yeah, me and my company, we're doing this thing where we're doing like Star Wars stuff tied into our dental products." I'm like, "How is that possible?" Because they wanted like printing out T-shirts and stuff, and like some of them would do it, but they would upcharge them a lot more because if they get caught printing copyright material and Disney finds out, they could get fucking suit out of their fucking mind.
That's what I mean. Like in that respect, it's like
Yeah.
you're literally committing copyright
Yeah.
infringement. But like me, for example, if I wanted to make a shirt
Yeah.
for just me that had Spider-Man's logo on it, I'm not gonna call fucking Mickey Mouse and be like,
You're doing what?
"Excuse me, Mr. Mouse, can I wear Spider-Man on my shirt?"
Oh, you called him Mr. Mouse. Goddamn.
Who the fuck said you can wear anything? Take off your clothes, stupid.
You ever see that?
Cause I'm gonna fuck you.
You ever see that?
Boy.
The South Park episode where the Jonas Brothers are like, we don't want to wear purity rings. He's like, what the fuck did you just say? He starts kicking. He's like, call me Sir Mouse. Yes, Mr. Mouse. Come on, now get up. And he spits on him. So fucking funny.
Dude, I haven't watched South Park in a hot minute.
Dude, we should do a South Park episode.
Sure.
That'd
We can
be-
watch,
I love South Park.
We can watch like a tier list that shows us like the best episodes, and we'll watch all of those episodes.
Every single South Park episode?
No, the like 25 top
Oh,
South Park
okay.
episodes.
I got
And
you.
we can watch those and talk about them. Because you're right, I'm not watching 30 seasons of a cartoon.
That is my comfort show, though. And you know what I've been watching recently
What?
again? Because I was kind of watching it, but I was never a big fan of it. But now I'm rewatching it, and I'm like, oh shit, this is actually really funny. It's Futurama. Futurama's fucking hilarious.
I just can't get into adult cartoons.
I can understand that. The
Like-
last one I really got invested into was BoJack Horseman when it was coming out.
That's not really to me. That doesn't even feel like an adult cartoon. That just feels like a.
But it is an
it
adult
just,
cartoon.
no, I know, but it's like it's not the same as like a
Like a
Futurama or a
sitcom.
Simpson.
Yeah. No, I just like because like a lot of these like they're animated, right? So you would be like, oh, there's a bunch of visual gags we can do, and like animated adult cartoons don't really like Family Guy, for example, like. They could do so much with that, but instead it's like, hey, you remember that time where I met Bill Cosby at a nightclub? And like, that's like, you're animated. Do so, like, there's only a scene in Futurama where it's no verbal, like, I just did that. It's like a bunch of cops come in and Bender, you know, the robot character, he just stands there and a brick falls out of him. That visual joke is, oh, he just shit bricks. It's like, oh, that's really funny. Like, it's a lot of that kind of like visual humor that I really like because you have to be watching the show and paying attention. Whereas Family Guy, you could put that in the background and like not really like, oh yeah, that's funny, whatever. But like with Futurama, you like there's like a million jokes happening on screen, like all at the same time, and it's all visual. I mean, obviously there's, you know, classic punchline stuff, but there's also a bunch of visual gags in the background, up front, and that was like early Simpsons as well, before it got really bad. So I'm really enjoying Futurama. It's really funny. It's good.
Yeah, I just could never get into it. I don't think I ever will.
Well, that's your loss, man. You know.
Is it?
Yeah.
What am I losing out on?
Yeah, you're losing on a
Futurama.
really fucking funny show that got canceled like 5 fucking times.
And they almost didn't.
They did a revival. That revival was not very good.
And they didn't get back. What's his name? Right?
No, they
John?
did.
Oh,
They
they
did
did?
eventually. Yeah.
Okay.
That
I knew that whole fucking shit happened.
He actually had a great Joker voice. He voiced Joker in Under the Red Hood, and it's such a different version of Joker because when you think Joker, you think high squeaky laugh like ah, but like he played it very much like an actual gangster type of Joker, very like deep and growly. Like it was really like that's one of my favorite like unique takes on Joker was his, and it only happened that one time.
And it'll never happen again, guys.
Probably not.
JJ.
But you know what else won't happen again? This show, because I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do this with you anymore.
I really don't either.
We're going to carpet bomb the show. It's over.
I'm deleting the channel after this.